What up, fam? It's your boy Izzy, and we back with another episode. And today I get to hang out with another friend and colleague and just all-around dope person, Leah. Leah, could you tell us a little bit about yourself and who you are?
Yeah, hi. Thanks so much for having me. I'm really excited to be here. My name's Leah. I'm a 3L at Gonzaga, and I'm this year's Student Bar Association Social Justice Chair. I am originally from Iowa and moved to Spokane from the Midwest to go to Gonzaga and do a dual degree program so I could get my master's in social work and my law degree at the same time. I've kind of always wanted to be a lawyer. It's always been kind of in the back of my mind. When I was a child, I actually had a really bad experience with the family court system, and my family was trying to leave an abusive situation, and I saw how the legal system could be this really tangible path to justice, particularly for survivors of domestic violence like my family. But I also experienced the barriers and difficulties of navigating that system as a family from a low socioeconomic status. So it really was kind of the failure of the legal system to do what it was supposed to do and the promise of what it could be that made me really interested in social justice and the law. And so I did an undergraduate degree in social work and really focused on the intersection between social work and the law in a civil and a criminal context. And I really wanted to continue learning at that intersection. And so that's what brought me to Gonzaga.
It sounds like you're busy. So a master's of social work and pursuing the law degree at the same time. Wow, like that. My respects to you. Could you tell us what kind of things you do outside of the law school to pursue your interest in justice and social justice?
Yeah, over the past couple of years, I've gotten to be part of some really incredible organizations doing direct service work and doing more macro level organizing. And so that has been really sweet to be part of those organizations. So my first 2 years of law school, I was a shelter advocate at the YWCA domestic violence shelter and got to intern with World Relief doing immigration work and got to do some day clinics that the law school sponsored. And so I got to see lots of different organizations doing really great work in Spokane. Some more macro work I got to do, I worked with the Spokane Immigrants' Rights Coalition to lobby City Council to get a legal defense fund for immigrant victims of domestic violence and human trafficking. And so I got to do a little bit of that organizing work. And most recently, I externed with Justice Stephen Gonzalez over at the Washington State Supreme Court and really got to see what social justice looks like from a judicial perspective and how in that position you have such a unique way to impact change and impact the legal system as a whole. And so that was a really incredible experience working with his chambers that is so passionate about people and the law and making our system better. And through that externship, I got connected with a race and criminal justice task force that I'm still on with the people that I worked with over the summer. And this semester, I'll be with the Federal Public Defender's Office. I'll get to work with their attorneys and their in-house social worker. And so I'll get to continue kind of working at that intersection that I really love. So it's been really important to me throughout to engage in the local community and kind of tag in where local groups, particularly people who are impacted by issues, are leading the social justice movement and are really providing those services and that organizing to the local community. And so it's just been a really great opportunity for me to get to work with those groups doing really incredible work.
Wow. Like I said in the intro, dope person. Like everything that you do is amazing. Like, I don't know where you find the time to do all those. It's just amazing to hear, though, that you're involved in such in those organizations that have such an impact on people. At the law school, you're also very involved, and you said earlier that you're the social justice chair for the SBA there. So, can you tell us a little bit about what a social justice chair is and what do you do?
Yeah, the position is still pretty new. So Kaylee, who was the social justice chair before me, did some really great work kind of laying out what this position is. And I'm excited to get to kind of continue to explore what I want it to look like. But the main purpose is to help the law school follow its vision to pursue social justice by representing student opinions regarding social justice issues at SBA meetings, advocating for diversity and inclusion programs, and taking on one social justice project per year. So my hope is to do more than that. If you cannot tell from my previous answers, I'm kind of a go-getter in terms of projects and taking things on. So my hope is to really take on a lot of projects and collaborate with community organizations and other SBA members and student organizations to help make social justice a really core part of the law school. I think SBA has such a unique privilege in the law school. We have this platform and we have financial resources and all these things. And I want to use that platform to encourage social justice in the law school. So I'm really passionate about community organizations and engaging in the work that they're already doing. And so my hope is to make Gonzaga Law School more connected with outside community organizations that are doing social justice work and help facilitate students engaging in the law school community to pursue social justice and the outside community.
That is beautiful. That is a beautiful connection to make, and it does seem like there's a gap there that needs to be bridged. So I think we appreciate that as a law school community, and we're lucky to have you in that position that does that. Just tell us, why is a position like this so important to have at a law school?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think law schools in general and Gonzaga specifically are in a privileged position to pursue social justice. And Gonzaga really recognizes that and has pursuing economic and social justice as part of its vision for the law school. So I think having an SBA position dedicated to social justice is a really natural extension of that vision, because SBA's purpose really is to enhance the student experience and represent students. And so having a specific chair to help meet that vision of social justice just feels like a natural connection to me. But it can also be really hard to find opportunities to pursue social justice. Law school is so busy, and it can be easy to feel isolated in our little law school bubble. And so having someone whose job really is to facilitate relationships between student organizations and SBA, or students and the outside community, or administration and students, I think is really important to help students get connected and kind of make that connection and make it easier for students to pursue issues that they're already passionate about.
Yeah, I like, just when you give us your answers, they're just like so full of passion, and it's just like so energizing to hear that type of energy. So I just want to commend you for that and thank you for that. Could you tell us a little bit more about what your goals are this year to accomplish at the law school and the community?
Yeah. So my kind of biggest hope is to use this position to promote social justice within the law school, kind of as an overarching goal. And more specifically, I really want to help facilitate conversations and provide opportunities for students to engage in justice work, because so many students really are passionate about social justice issues, and whether it's in IP and copyright law or racial justice or economic justice or environmental justice, students, especially at Gonzaga, are so passionate about pursuing that, which is one of the things that I really love about our community. And so my hope is to take that passion and make it as easy as possible for students to engage in that work in and out of the law school. So kind of specifically, I want to do some SBA social media takeovers where we can help spread information to students about current events or groups that are doing justice work or education type things. I also want to host a virtual volunteer fair where students can get connected with some virtual and safe in-person volunteer opportunities, especially with the pandemic. I think it can feel intimidating to reach out to organizations in the community and try to start volunteering. And so my hope is to kind of build that bridge for students and help them find safe, healthy opportunities, even during COVID. I also really hope to work closely with your chair position. We've had a lot of conversations already this summer and early this fall about collaborating on a lot of projects. For me, diversity and social justice really go hand in hand, and you can't have one without the other. And so my goal is for us to work really closely to promote social justice and diversity and hopefully get a lot of things knocked out this year.
I appreciate that, and I have the same goals, and I see it in the same fashion. I'm also very glad that you touched on a very important point, which is there's a lot of ways and a lot of paths to get to social justice. There's not like one set path that will get you there or that you can accomplish what people with this type of passion have. So how can somebody that is passionate about social justice, regardless of the area of law that they're looking to pursue, get in contact with you to hear more about your great ideas and the things that you have going on?
Yeah. I think social justice really isn't confined to one area of law, and I don't want my position to be telling people what types of social justice they should be passionate about. I want to help people who are passionate about something find a way to use that passion for social justice work, regardless of what political affiliation that comes with, or if it's an area of law I know nothing about, like IP. I really just want to be a connection and a facilitator for people. And I also want to be really open and transparent with people in my position. That's something that we've also talked about, having a lot of transparency and accountability in SBA is really important. So I'm always willing to meet with people and even just talk about social justice issues or hear more about what you're passionate about or what you want to see more of in the law school, or answer any questions that you have about me or anything else. So my SBA email address is law-SBA Social Justice at gonzaga.edu. And that's the best way to reach me. I'm, of course, willing to meet with people via Zoom or talk on the phone or text. But the email is probably the best way to reach me and the best contact information to give out on social media.
Right. And that's perfect. We will make sure that we share your email so that people can contact you and be able to start these conversations with you, because I'm sure there's a lot of work that can be done, even as you said, during the pandemic. There's a lot of different avenues that we can get to where we want to be. So despite having this wonderful conversation, and I just want to hear so much more, we're at the point of where I usually ask our guests to give us some words of wisdom. And what that consists of is just usually something that you think will either inspire us or teach us something, or just give us something to reflect on, just in general.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I just really believe that as attorneys, we have this unique privilege and responsibility to pursue social justice, whatever that looks like to us as individuals. We have this really immense privilege because of our education and because of the income we'll be making after we graduate. And I think that that education specifically compels a responsibility to help people navigate this really complex and really broken system and try to find justice in it. It's really hard to be outside of the legal system and try to change it. And so, as attorneys within the system, I think that it is really on us to take this system that has really been used as a tool for oppression and has incredible barriers to marginalized groups and try to change that and help people find justice through that system. But I also know that sometimes pursuing justice can feel really intimidating or like it's something that's hard to commit to. But social justice work really is about finding ways to implement learning and action in our own lives.
That is beautifully said. And we thank you for that. And you're right. I think that it's something that we always have to have in the back of our minds as we pursue a degree like a law degree, that it does put us in a position of privilege, despite, any of our backgrounds or anything that we have going on. And it's almost like a duty that we have, I feel like, to pursue some of these things in whatever way we want to. But yeah, I totally agree with you on that.